old is considered too old to serve in Congress.
I got 10 felonies, let's get it. Yeah, I got 1 felony.
Dianne Feinstein, the 90-year-old political icon, already facing public questions about her age and health.
I got 1 felony, I got 2 felonies, I got 3 felonies, I got 4 felonies, I got 5 felonies, I got 6 felonies, I got 7.
I try to avoid talking about politics because of how divisive everything is nowadays. Every possible topic is now right or left, corporate-funded cancel culture nonsense. Random people on the internet try to convince you to stop drinking your favorite beer because it's gay. One side thinks breathing is great, so the other side is holding their breath in protest. So dumb. Politics is so dumb. I think we can all agree on is how old everyone in the government is. From Mitch McConnell to Dianne Feinstein, everyone is old. Sweet baby Jesus. When did Washington, D.C. become a nursery home? I thought they were supposed to retire at 65, not hold the most powerful positions in the country. No wonder everything is going to hell. The president can't even send an email, much less control AI disruption. What happened to spending the twilight of your years playing with the grandchildren? I heard they only serve cold soup in the White House cafeteria. Construction crews are building parking garages for wheelchairs. Startups will begin replacing electric scooters with walkers that have little tennis balls at the bottom. Turns out you just need to have Alzheimer's to get a seat in the Senate. Everyone is so busy trying to cancel each other. We didn't notice the old people trying to cancel our subscription to life by starting World War III. No wonder no one is excited about the next election. It's like Mortal Kombat at bingo night. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help Medallion XLN create the new internet.
I'm sick and tired of smart guys!
The average age of the Senate is 65 years old. The President of the United States is 80 years old. And former President Donald Trump isn't too far behind at 77 years old. I get the old is wise adage, but instead of aging like fine wine, these folks age like rotten milk. Dianne Feinstein is 89 years old and possibly senile. She isn't able to make her own financial decisions, but we allow her to make laws to govern the people? Mitch McConnell had a mini-stroke on live TV, yet he is the Senate Minority Leader? Enough is enough, cognitive tests for everyone. At 65 and every year after, our government officials should be required to take an assessment test. Otherwise, how can we be sure that our elected leaders are even running the country? We all know that there are many lobbyists, special interest groups, and bureaucrats working alongside Congresspeople to influence their decisions. I can't help but think that it's not that hard to influence someone who barely has their faculties about them. The fossil fuel industry, big tech, big pharma, and other interest groups don't have to do much to confuse the old people into signing laws that benefit their industry to the detriment of everyone else. This is a nation with over 300 million people, not a mom and pop shop. These old congressmen should retire and run a Waffle House or catch up on episodes of Matlock and I Love Lucy. Our leaders were asleep at the wheel as the wildfires raged on the island of Maui, and the U.S. government only did surface platitudes. Meanwhile, they were discovering more money to send to Ukraine, like they were Indiana Jones. I've fallen and I can't get up. And would you look at that? We found another $65 billion to send to Ukraine. I refuse to help another old person cross the street until we get more young and competent people in Congress. We need more AOCs and Matt Gaetz, younger folks with fresh ideas that are relevant to our current circumstances. Can't find the remote tough luck boomer.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
The USA is facing significant economic challenges. Breakneck advancements in technology require leaders that understand the problems enough to imagine relevant solutions. Instead, our government leaders are so old and out of touch, they are still fighting Nikita Khrushchev in the Cold War. The Cold War may have been relevant 70 years ago, but we are in a technological age. Our leaders must grasp the urgency of the moment and turn off their reruns of The Price is Right. Artificial intelligence will continue to disrupt the global market. More workers will be displaced, and the country could down spiral into economic turmoil. I am extremely bullish on the positive impacts AI will have on the market. I'm also a realist who can acknowledge that economic circumstances are likely to get worse before they get better. AI will ravish the landscape with increasing speed, doing jobs that required 10 people in less time and with less resources. The government needs to stop twiddling their fingers and eating their little pudding pops and come up with a framework to address these issues. In the meanwhile, we have a presidential candidate with more felonies than Gucci Mane. The real question isn't who will be the face of the empire, but who can drop the hottest rap mixtape of 2024.
I got 2 felonies.
Join Medallion XLN and be a part of our mission to develop the next era of technology through XR, blockchain, and AI, and harness the power of decentralization, empowering us to reclaim control over our digital independence.
9 felonies. I got 10 felonies. Bitch, I'm Bill Bellamy.